first time Elias Vance realized something was wrong, it wasn't during an argument. It was during a joke. A small one. The kind people laugh at while something underneath quietly breaks. Just, "Don't make me look bad at my cousin's wedding, okay?" Lena said it lightly while checking her reflection in the car mirror. But there was something in her tone that didn't sound like teasing. It sounded like an instruction. Elias didn't answer immediately. He simply nodded. He had always been the kind of man who tried to make things easier, not harder. What he didn't know yet was that sometimes silence becomes permission. And that was the mistake that would cost him the relationship. By the time he reached the parking lot that night, his phone would already have 7 missed calls, and everything between them would already be over. Hey everyone, before we continue, if you enjoy stories about relationships, psychology, and real-life situations, consider subscribing. It really helps the channel grow. Anyway, Elias was 31. He worked as a logistics analyst for a regional shipping company, the kind of job nobody notices unless something goes wrong. His days were spreadsheets, route optimizations, and crisis prevention. Quiet work, predictable work, the kind of work that suited him perfectly. He wasn't flashy, never tried to be. He believed stability was a personality trait, not a weakness. Lena Moritz was the opposite. 29, a freelance brand photographer who lived in bursts of energy and creative chaos. Some months she was booked solid. Other months she stressed about invoices and future projects. They had met almost 3 years earlier at a mutual friend's birthday dinner. She liked how calm he was. He liked how alive she seemed. At least that was what he told himself later. At the beginning, everything felt balanced. When Lena lost 2 major contracts during their first year together, Elias didn't hesitate. He quietly picked up more of the shared expenses, covered utilities, took care of groceries without turning it into a discussion. Not because she asked, because he believed that's what partners do. He spent evenings helping her reorganize her client database, proofreading emails she sent to agencies, even building a simple website portfolio for her despite not being a designer. When she finally stabilized financially 8 months later, she hugged him and said, "I don't know what I would have done without you." At the time, that felt like love. Looking back, it felt more like dependency. Elias ignored the first warning signs because they didn't look like problems. They looked like personality differences. Lena had a best friend named Adrian Keller. They had known each other since university. Adrian worked in event promotion, smooth talker, always knew someone important, always somewhere interesting. The type of man who walked into rooms like he already owned them. Elias wasn't jealous by nature, but he noticed patterns. Lena's energy changed when Adrian texted. Her voice lifted slightly. Her posture straightened. She became more alert, more animated. They met often, coffee, exhibitions, networking events. Sometimes Elias was invited, often he wasn't. Whenever he carefully mentioned discomfort, Lena reacted the same way. "Relax. You're overthinking. Adrian is basically family." That word, basically. It did a lot of work. Comparisons started appearing slowly, never aggressive, always framed like observations. "Adrian just has this natural confidence. You know what I mean?" Or, "He convinced an entire room to change plans in 5 minutes. It's impressive." Or sometimes simply, "I wish you liked social things more." Elias wasn't antisocial. He just didn't perform for attention. And he started noticing something else. Lena never compared Adrian to him directly. She compared Elias to Adrian. That difference mattered. Social media made it worse. Photos appeared regularly. Lena laughing next to Adrian at rooftop bars, art gallery openings, late coffee captions like, "People who make life brighter." Some friendships just recharge you. Elias appeared nowhere, even though he was often the one who paid for the train tickets, or the dinner before those photos. He told himself he was being insecure, that adults shouldn't need public validation, that mature relationships didn't need constant proof. That belief kept him quiet longer than it should have. Then came the wedding invitation. Lena's cousin, Martina, was getting married in a vineyard town about 90 minutes outside the city. Large family event, outdoor ceremony, reception under warm lights and expensive decorations. Lena talked about it for nearly a month. Her dress, her makeup, who would be there, who needed to see how well she was doing. Elias prepared seriously. He bought a tailored charcoal suit instead of renting. Watched basic dance tutorials online because Lena loved dancing. picked a thoughtful gift based on something Martina had once mentioned during dinner. He wanted Lena to feel proud introducing him. 3 days before the wedding, something shifted. Lena became critical, small comments, but consistent. Don't wear that watch, it looks too corporate. Maybe don't talk too much about work. Try to be more fun this time. Fun. Like it was something he had previously failed at. The night before the wedding, she added one more sentence, one that explained everything. Just try not to make things awkward tomorrow. He asked what she meant. She shrugged. You know, just don't be too serious. That was when Elias felt it. Not anger, not jealousy. Something colder. The realization that he was being managed. And he still went. Because people who invest years into something rarely walk away before the final proof appears. And the wedding would become that proof. Adrian was invited. Of course he was. He's basically family, Lena said that morning while adjusting the thin silver bracelet she had spent 20 minutes choosing. Our parents have known each other for years. Elias just nodded. By then he understood something most people only learn much later. When someone keeps explaining why another person matters, it's usually because they already matter too much. The morning of the wedding, Lena moved through the apartment with unusual intensity. Not nervous, not excited, focused, like someone preparing for a performance they had rehearsed in their head. Her phone kept lighting up, messages, notifications, short bursts of laughter. At one point, she tilted the screen slightly away while replying. Not obviously, just enough. Elias wasn't trying to look, but sometimes the truth appears without effort. Adrian had sent a picture of a wedding dance floor with the caption, "Ready to carry this party tonight." Another message followed. "Hope your quiet guy doesn't kill the vibe." Lena laughed softly. Not offended, not defensive. Comfortable. That was what stayed with him. Comfortable. Elias said nothing, because sometimes silence isn't weakness. Sometimes it's observation. The ceremony itself was beautiful. Late afternoon sunlight filtered through tall trees, white fabric moving gently in the breeze, a violinist playing something soft enough to feel expensive. Lena held his hand the entire time, leaning into him, smiling for photos, introducing him proudly to relatives. Anyone watching would assume they were solid, that he was important, that he belonged there. That illusion lasted exactly 43 minutes after the ceremony ended. During cocktails, Lena touched his arm. "We need to talk for a second." Her voice had changed. Not warm, not sharp, controlled. They stepped a few meters away from the crowd. Far enough for privacy, close enough for visibility. "Tonight matters," she said quietly. Elias waited. "Just try not to make anything awkward." There it was again, the phrase she kept using, like a warning disguised as advice. "What would be awkward?" he asked calmly. She exhaled slowly, like she was choosing simple words. "You know how you sometimes get quiet in groups? Not a question, a diagnosis. And people here are very social. Social, meaning performative. Adrian is amazing at this," she added. "He just knows how to keep energy going." Energy. Another interesting word. Elias studied her expression carefully. She wasn't trying to hurt him. She genuinely believed she was managing the situation correctly. "I didn't realize I needed instructions," he said quietly. She frowned slightly. "Don't make it weird." That sentence changed something, because it wasn't about behavior anymore. It was about positioning. At dinner, their assigned table sat near the center of the hall. Immediate family placement, parents, siblings, key relatives, symbolic seating, status seating. Lena had insisted he be placed there weeks earlier. Now that decision was about to be revised. He was halfway through a conversation with her uncle about travel when Lena appeared again, slight tension in her smile. Adrian stood beside her, relaxed, confident, like someone already aware of the outcome. "Elias," she said softly. "Tiny situation." He already knew. Adrian got placed at one of the outer tables because of a seating mix-up. She paused, watching his reaction like someone testing temperature. "Would you mind switching with him, just for dinner?" Framed like a request, delivered like a decision. Elias looked around the table slowly, then at Adrian, then back at Lena. "This is your family table," he said. "Yes." But Adrian just fits the dynamic here better. Fits better. That phrase stayed in the air longer than she intended. And where exactly would I sit? Oh, one of the guest tables. Friends of friends, vendors, plus ones. It'll be fine. Fine. Like his place next to her had always been temporary. Elias noticed something subtle then. No apology, no hesitation. Only logistics. Adrian didn't interrupt, didn't argue, didn't need to. His small, polite smile said everything. He had already been chosen. Please don't make this uncomfortable, Lena added, folding her arms slightly. Translation: don't resist being moved. That was when Elias understood something with unusual clarity. This wasn't about dinner. This was about hierarchy. And he had just been quietly downgraded, not replaced, repositioned, and somehow that felt worse. If that's what you want, he said evenly. Relief appeared instantly on her face. Thank you for being mature. Mature, meaning compliant. He picked up his jacket calmly. Enjoy your evening. No accusation, no emotion, just conclusion. Lena blinked. Wait, where are you going? Home. Confusion replaced confidence. You're seriously leaving over this? Elias looked at her for a long second. Not emotionally, clinically, like someone confirming a final detail. I think you've already decided who you wanted next to you tonight. That was the closest thing to confrontation he gave her. Then he walked away. No rush, no drama, just certainty. Behind him, he heard Lena call his name once, then louder, then again. He didn't turn around, because sometimes turning around is what keeps you stuck. By the time he reached the parking area, his phone had already started vibrating. Call, call, call. Message notifications stacking. He didn't check them. Urgency is often just someone else's panic. When he started the engine, there were 9 missed calls. The drive back felt longer than the actual distance. Streetlights passing like quiet checkpoints of realization. For the first time, he wasn't replaying what he could have done differently. He was replaying what he had ignored. The comparisons, the subtle corrections, the way Adrian had slowly been elevated, the way Elias had slowly been edited out. Not suddenly, carefully. And then the most uncomfortable thought arrived. This hadn't started tonight. Tonight had just revealed it. He expected anger. It didn't come. Expected heartbreak. It didn't come either. Instead, something quieter settled in. A kind of emotional gravity, acceptance without drama. And one thought formed with unusual precision. Some people don't betray you loudly. They just slowly move you out of your own place in their life. And once you finally see it clearly, you realize you had been standing alone for a long time already. By the time Elias reached the underground parking of his building, his phone had turned into a constant vibration, not ringing, demanding. First came the messages. Where did you go? Then, seriously? Come back. Then, you're making this worse. He didn't answer. Control sometimes begins with silence. He turned off the radio but kept the engine running. Then he opened the voicemails. First message. Elias, what the hell? You just walked out? Her voice was still irritated, more confused than sorry. I didn't mean it like that. Adrian is just better with people, you know that. Pause. Call me. Second message. Tone changed slightly. Okay, fine. Be upset if you want, but now everyone is asking where you went. This is becoming awkward. Not you hurt me. Not I hurt you, just optics. Third message. Small crack in her voice now. I get why you're upset, but it wasn't that serious. He's sitting here now, but it's not even a big deal. Just answer. Fourth message. Music from the reception faint in the background. I'm sorry if it sounded wrong. If, conditional apology. You know I love you. Silence. Please don't do this. Fifth message. Breathing uneven now. Why are you ignoring me? This actually hurts. That sentence almost made him laugh. Sixth message. No control left. Elias, I'm actually scared now. What if something happened? Just tell me you're okay. Please, I messed up. Just call. The emotional progression was textbook. Annoyance, image management, damage control, fear, not once. I understand why that hurt you. Not once. I shouldn't have done that. That was the moment clarity arrived. She wasn't apologizing for the decision, she was apologizing for the consequences. He deleted every message, not angrily, methodically. Then turned the phone off completely. Some endings don't need discussion. Inside the apartment, everything felt unusually quiet. Not sad, just empty of tension. He packed only what mattered: clothes, laptop, documents, toothbrush. The things you take when you already know you're not coming back the same way. He booked a small business hotel on the other side of the district. Nothing dramatic, just distance. That night he slept better than he expected, because uncertainty had finally been replaced by truth. The next morning he turned his phone back on for exactly 2 minutes, just long enough to send one message. "We're done. I'll collect the rest of my things this week. Please don't contact me again." Then he blocked her again. No explanations, no negotiations, no emotional speeches. Closure doesn't always require conversation. He called work and took a personal day, not because he was broken, because he wanted to think clearly. He went back to something he had slowly abandoned: the gym. Not for revenge, for structure. Each repetition felt like reclaiming something small. Each drop of sweat felt like removing something he had tolerated too long. During one set, he realized something uncomfortable. He hadn't been loving her. He had been managing her instability, and that realization was strangely freeing. Over the next week, he moved the rest of his belongings quietly. Early mornings, late evenings, when she wasn't there. No scenes, no confrontations. Their lease had always been under his name. Practicality sometimes protects you. He didn't announce anything online, didn't explain himself, didn't recruit allies. He simply stepped out of her life and stayed out. Work became easier again. Focus returned. He accepted a demanding logistics project he had previously declined because Lena had said he worked too much. Weekends he returned to hiking, long forest trails, no notifications, no emotional negotiations, just distance and breathing room. Gradually the confusion faded, not replaced by anger, replaced by understanding. Through mutual acquaintances he heard fragments. Information travels even when you don't ask for it. Lena had stayed at the wedding, danced all night. Photos appeared, smiles. Champagne. Adrian everywhere in the background. From the outside, nothing had happened, but cracks had already started forming. Apparently, Adrian got too comfortable on the dance floor, too familiar, too physical. Lena laughed it off publicly, but one of her cousins pulled her aside afterward, concerned, warning her quietly. The first consequences came about a week later. Elias heard through a former colleague who had attended the wedding. Lena and Adrian had a major argument days after. Adrian had treated the wedding exactly like what it was for him: a networking opportunity, contacts, introductions, potential clients. Once that value was extracted, his interest declined. When Lena pushed emotionally, he pushed back harder, called her intense, said she expected too much, said he was never interested in anything serious. And then came the message that circulated privately in their social circle: "You're exciting in small doses, but you're chaos long-term. If you want stability, you should have kept the guy who gave it to you." That sentence reached Elias weeks later. He didn't react, didn't celebrate, just stored it as confirmation. Lena's world began shrinking. Missed workdays, lost client confidence, family disappointment. Her mother, who had always liked Elias, reportedly said something simple: "You don't realize what you have until you treat it like it's replaceable." Friends became distant. Some reached out to Elias quietly. Not gossip, more like overdue honesty. "We saw warning signs. We didn't know how to say it. She liked the attention too much." Lena eventually moved temporarily to her brother's apartment. Financial stress followed. Impulsive spending, avoidance, social media silence, then vague reflective posts weeks later about mistakes, about growth, about learning. The kind people write when they finally understand cause and effect. Elias didn't follow any of it, didn't check, didn't need to, because by then something more important had happened. His life had stabilized without her. Routine returned, promotion followed, health improved. Dating happened naturally again. No urgency, no pressure, just normal interaction. The unfairness lingered briefly. That quiet human question: why wasn't I enough? But time answered it correctly. He had been enough, just not for someone looking for chaos. and the most accurate thought came one evening after a long hike. She wasn't the lesson. She was the test. And he had finally stopped trying to pass it. Of course, Lena didn't stop after those first voicemails. Those were only the beginning. The first week he kept his phone silent. She tried new numbers, emails, even a professional message through LinkedIn, carefully worded, testing access. 10 days later, an unknown number called. He let it go to voicemail. Curiosity made him listen. Her voice sounded different, less confident, trying to sound composed. "Elias, it's me." Elias didn't answer the voicemail immediately. He waited until later that evening. Not because he was unsure what to do, because urgency no longer belonged to him. When he finally pressed play, Lena's voice sounded carefully balanced between confidence and vulnerability. The way people sound when they are trying to regain control of a situation they already feel slipping away. "I know you're upset," she began. A small pause. "But we need to talk. Need, not want, not hope, need." The seating was stupid. I was stressed. Weddings are chaotic. You know how my family gets it. Another pause. "Adrian is just a friend. He doesn't mean anything." Elias leaned back in his chair while listening. People rarely explain someone that much when they truly mean nothing. "You overreacted by leaving like that," she continued. There it was, responsibility shifting. "Call me so we can fix this." Fix. Like respect had been a technical malfunction. He deleted the message without replaying it. Not emotionally, deliberately. But silence rarely ends pressure. It just changes its direction. Within a day, messages began coming from people he barely knew. Sudden negotiators. First from Lena's closest friend, Karina. "Elias, she's really not okay. Adrian is an idiot, but she didn't want to hurt you. You two always balanced each other." Balanced. Past tense disguised as present. Then her older brother, Mateo. "Man, she's taking this badly. The family's upset with her too. But don't disappear like this. At least talk once. Closure matters." Closure. Interesting word. Often used by the person who wants access. Then came the call Elias almost didn't answer. Lena's mother. Old landline number. He picked up only because he thought something serious might have happened. It hadn't. "Elias, this is unnecessary," her mother began immediately. No greeting, no curiosity, only judgment. "Lena told me everything. Changing seats at a wedding is not something you destroy a relationship over. Not, why did she do that? But, why did you react?" "You're acting immature," she continued. "She's apologizing. Come for dinner. Talk like adults. Relationships require forgiveness." Elias kept his voice calm. "With respect, your daughter made a decision. I'm making mine." A short silence followed, then irritation. "You're throwing away almost 3 years because of jealousy." Jealousy. Predictable word. "Adrian was just being social. Think about her feelings." Her feelings. Again, no mention of his. Elias ended the conversation politely, then blocked the number. More messages followed over the next few days. An aunt wrote through social media. Emotional pressure wrapped in moral language. "Lena needs stability right now. Don't become the man who abandons her." Abandons. As if he had been the one stepping away first. Elias didn't answer. Because arguing with someone else's narrative rarely changes it. The situation escalated one Thursday evening. Lena showed up at his apartment. No warning, just knocking. Then knocking harder. Not violent, desperate. He didn't open. Through the door he heard her voice. "I know you're inside." A pause. "I'm sorry, I really messed this up." Her voice sounded smaller than he remembered. "Adrian disappeared after the wedding. He said I was too emotional." "You were right about him." Elias remained silent. "I just want things back the way they were." That sentence clarified everything. Not, "I want to become better," but, "I want the old stability back." She stayed for nearly 20 minutes. Apologies, tears, attempts to bargain, memories mentioned like currency. Eventually the knocking stopped. Then footsteps. Then silence. Elias didn't move until he heard the building entrance door close. A few days later, the tone changed. Another unknown number. This time, anger had replaced regret. "So you're just ignoring me now?" her voice sharper. I tolerated your boring routines, your safe little world, and I still chose you. Chose. Interesting choice of word again. Adrian was a mistake, but you're acting like I'm the villain. Projection again. You block me like I'm nothing after everything I invested? Invested. Another revealing word. Pick up or I'll come to your office. We need to finish this. Finish, meaning regain influence. Elias saved the voicemail, not out of fear, out of habit. Documentation prevents revisionist history. He still didn't respond. Her final attempt came through a long email. Pages of reflection, growth language, self-awareness phrases, admissions that Adrian had crossed lines, but also explanations, family pressure, stress, his emotional distance. If you had fought for me more, maybe this wouldn't have happened. That sentence told him everything. I deserve another chance, she wrote. Don't you still love me? Elias didn't reply, because the honest answer had already formed days earlier. No. And surprisingly, that truth felt calm, not bitter, not angry, just finished. Through mutual acquaintances, he later heard fragments of what happened after. Lena missing deadlines, losing a photography contract, avoiding calls, trying to distract herself with nights out that only left her more exhausted. Even her family eventually stopped intervening. Reality has a way of exhausting excuses. Everything came to a quiet turning point about 2 months later, at a small birthday gathering for a mutual acquaintance. Elias almost skipped it, but life had moved forward. His promotion had finalized. He now supervised a small operations team. His routine was stable again: gym, work, hiking, and someone new, Clara Bennett. They had met through a weekend hiking group. No drama, no emotional tests, just conversation that didn't feel like negotiation. She liked that Elias didn't try to impress anyone. Said calm people were rare, they weren't rushing anything, but it was real. When Elias entered the small bar with Clara beside him, he noticed Lena almost immediately. She hadn't been invited. Someone had told her he might be there. Her eyes widened slightly. First at him, then at Clara, then back again. And in that brief, silent exchange, something became obvious. Not jealousy, understanding. For the first time, she wasn't trying to win. She was realizing what stability actually looks like when it walks away, and why once it's gone, it rarely comes back. Elias noticed Lena before she reached him. Not because she called his name, because she no longer moved through rooms the way she used to. There had been a time when Lena Moritz entered spaces like she belonged in the center of them. Confident posture, careful smile, the kind of presence that attracted attention naturally. Now something about her felt reduced. Her hair wasn't styled the way she normally would have for a social event. Her makeup looked rushed. Her smile appeared only when someone looked directly at her, and disappeared immediately after. When she saw Elias standing with Clara, she froze for half a second. That was all it took. Recognition. Not jealousy, not anger. Understanding. She approached slowly during a quiet break between conversations. Elias, hey. Her voice tried to sound casual. It didn't quite succeed. Can we talk? Just for a minute? Somewhere private? Clara glanced at Elias calmly. No tension, no insecurity, just quiet awareness. Elias shook his head slightly. We don't need privacy. Not aggressive, not cold, just honest. You can say whatever you want here. Lena hesitated, then continued anyway. I've been struggling, she admitted. After the wedding, Adrian wasn't who I thought he was. She swallowed. He got what he wanted from networking and then just disappeared. Said I was too much drama, too emotional. Elias said nothing. I lost people after that, she continued. Some friends stopped calling. Work got messy. I missed deadlines. I just didn't realize what I had. That part sounded real, but it still centered consequences, not choices. I was arrogant, she said quietly. I thought excitement mattered more than consistency. I thought you would always just be there. That sentence was the most honest one she had said. I was wrong. Silence settled between them. People nearby continued talking. Music resumed softly. Life moving forward around a moment that had already passed. Let me fix this, Lena said finally. We could start again. I understand things now. Start again. as if time worked like editing software. Elias looked at her calmly. No anger left, just distance. You already made your priorities clear that night. She blinked slowly. You said Adrian fit better. The words landed softly, which made them heavier. I'm just applying the same logic now. A small gesture toward Clara. I found where I fit. Clara didn't say anything. She didn't need to. Her quiet presence said enough. Lena's face flushed slightly. Reality arriving without drama. But I love you, she said quickly, like that word could reopen something closed. Elias met her eyes without hostility. It means you finally understood something important. A pause. But understanding something late doesn't reset what already happened. Tears formed in Lena's eyes. Not dramatic, just quiet. So that's it? She asked. Elias nodded slightly. My life moved forward. Not cruel, not triumphant, just factual. You should focus on building yours. She stood there a moment longer, like someone waiting for an emotional reaction that never came. When it didn't, she nodded once, turned, and walked away. No argument, no scene, just acceptance. Elias didn't watch her leave, because closure doesn't come from watching someone walk away. It comes from realizing you don't need them to turn back. He turned back toward Clara. Music started again. Conversation resumed. Someone told a joke. Life continued without interruption. Later that evening, Elias realized something unexpected. He didn't feel like he had won. He didn't feel revenge. He felt quiet. And quiet felt better than victory. Over the following months, Lena became background information he didn't search for. Through mutual contacts, he heard she had changed agencies, kept a lower profile, stopped chasing attention. Maybe learning, maybe not. It didn't matter anymore. Because growth isn't measured by what happens to someone else. It's measured by what stops affecting you. His own life kept expanding. His promotion became permanent. He led a small operations team now. His routines stabilized. Gym, work, weekend hiking, small trips with Clara. Nothing dramatic, just consistent. And that consistency felt rare. One evening, months later, Elias realized something simple. The wedding that once felt like humiliation now felt like timing. Like an early warning he almost ignored. If he had stayed that night, he would have stayed in a life where he was constantly compared, constantly adjusted, constantly expected to compete with chaos. Instead, he walked away. And walking away had been the real turning point. Not the breakup, not the confrontation, the decision. Some people think karma fixes everything. It doesn't. Time just exposes patterns. Distance just reveals truth. Elias didn't move forward because Lena failed. He moved forward because he stopped trying to earn a place he should have already had. And once he understood that, everything became simpler. Sometimes the moment you feel replaced is actually the moment you stop being available for the wrong life. And the moment you stop proving your worth is the moment you finally start living it. If this story made you think about boundaries, respect, or knowing your worth, let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy real psychological stories like this, consider subscribing.